It's not too much to ask for people to come out and speak about this. It's not too much to ask. It is too much to ask of people to stay quiet and let women's rights be stripped away, let these clinics be closed down, let these doctors be terrorized, harassed, threatened, and murdered. That is asking too much. We will not tolerate this.
That's right.
There are millions and millions and millions of people in this country who hate what is being done. They feel isolated. They feel alone. They feel atomized. They feel defensive. They feel demoralized. They feel ashamed. They don't know that they're one in millions. Because all they hear is these fascist lawmakers, these Christian fanatics in the churches calling them, talking about legitimate rape, talking about who deserves to be acknowledged, which women have legitimately been raped and violated, which women's rights will be respected and how women's rights will be taken away, calling women whores and sluts and all of this for having sex. They hear those voices loud and clear, but they do not hear the voices saying what's on these signs. Abortion on demand and without apology. They don't hear this. At least they didn't hear it very often until now. This message is resonating. This message is coming out. People are stopping today. They bought the shirts. They're signing the banner. They're stepping into this. And all across this country, we launched in New York City. And we had people get up and tell stories that were every bit as wrenching, every bit as heartfelt, every bit as harrowing as what we heard today. A lot of times people say that there's a Republican war on women going on. And I think this is important to understand and to talk about, because it is understandable. There's so much outrage. There's so much upset about what a lot of these Republican lawmakers are doing down in Texas, Rick Perry, over in North Carolina, up in North Dakota, down in Alabama, all across this country. There's outrage, and there should be. But it's not a Republican war on women. Yes, some of the Republicans say the most outrageous and extreme and woman-hating things. But if this was just a Republican thing, it wouldn't be casting the law of the land and closing down clinics nationwide. This is a system thing. That's why the Democrats every time, over and over again, seek common ground. They seek common ground. When the Catholic bishops came out and opposed birth control last year, when they opposed birth control in 2012, what did Obama do? He sought a compromise with these people. And then he invited Timothy Dolan, the head of the Catholic bishops, to give the closing prayer at the Democratic Convention. That's not a party that is going to fight for women's rights and women's lives. This is deeper than just the Republicans. It's a whole system thing. And the other way you can tell that is because it's not just abortion. As important as abortion is, there is an all-around war on women. That's something we in StopPatriarchy bring a lot of attention to. Whether it's the global epidemic of rape, 1 in 4 women will be raped in her college years. Think about that. Every 8 seconds, a woman is brutalized in this country. Their partner beats them. Think about that. Think about the billboards you see every day, or the ads on TV that treat women as nothing more than an object, a sex object to be used and abused. And think about the violence and the cruelty and the humiliation and the brutality that is concentrated in pornography, that's become more and more mainstream in pornography, even as pornography becomes more and more mainstream. All of this is connected because women are human beings. And it doesn't matter if you want to strip women of their rights and reduce them to incubators, or you want to strip women of their humanity and reduce them to sex objects. Both of them are turning women into objects and property of men, and both of them are completely illegitimate and intolerable.